Hey everybody, I'm KHOU 11 meteorologist Pat Cavlin here, just with an update on the storms that we're seeing outside right now. Some really big ones. I mean, a lot of us are not seeing anything yet, but there are big storms out there, and they are likely moving in your direction if you haven't started to see rain quite yet. We've got 2 active severe thunderstorm warnings so far. Washington County, I'm keeping an eye on this cell for a potential warning. It is starting to get a little feisty. Hail is the main threat with these storms, maybe a strong damaging wind gust as well. The tornado threat is very, very low today. Let's talk about the 2 active warnings that we have right now. Just a big cluster of thunderstorms. A lot of them here to the east of our viewing area. So our viewing area cuts off at Polk and Liberty counties. So we're not going to talk about those, but those are really impressive storms, and I am concerned about seeing stuff like that across the Houston metro as we go through tonight, because look at that, they're barely moving. These are really efficient rain producers, so that could become a flooding concern here as we go through time. But again, we're not going to talk about those. We're going to deal with these 2 right now. These things are really wicked storms, big lightning producers here. There's Lake Livingston. Great day for the lake today. Temperatures were up near 90 degrees, a lot of humidity out there, obviously, but you've lived in Texas long enough, you know the heat and humidity. This time of year, you get thunderstorms, and that's what we're seeing right now. So big storms out towards Lake Livingston. The main threats with these, again, damaging wind gusts and hail. Up to quarter-sized hail. We haven't seen any huge hail reports yet. If you see anything, though, and it's safe to do so, snap us a photo, send it to us. We'll show it on TV later tonight. We always love to see your hail photos, just because it's so unusual to get decent-sized hail here in southeast Texas. So that first warning's in effect for another 5 minutes. I'll be curious to see if they extend it. My gut is telling me they may try to combine these 2, because this cell looks like it's starting to drift towards the Shepherd area. So that's in effect till 7 o'clock. This one here, they issued this one a little bit ago. That's in effect till 7:15. So this one till 7:15, this one till 7 o'clock. About a grand total of 3,500 people affected between the 2 warnings. So we're still talking about pretty rural areas, but again, this whole line is pushing farther south. Let's take a look at the hail tracker. So we've got our key up here. Once you start to get into the blue coloring, I know it's kind of hard to see on that screen, but we're talking about golf ball sized, and that may be what we're seeing down towards the New Waverly area. So where 150 meets 45, that's where the core of that storm is right now. It's diving south, so down towards maybe the Willis area. If you live just north of Willis, pretty much, listen, here's the name of the game tonight. If you hear thunder and lightning and you have a way to protect your car, if you have a way to put your car under a garage, under a shed, anything, I would do that, just because there is a potential for some larger hail, and you don't want to deal with that, hail dents or, maybe a cracked windshield if we get hail big enough. I think that's going to be pretty unusual, but it's not out of the question. You really want to stay on top of the weather tonight just because of that hail threat. It's so unusual to see that here in southeast Texas. So up to quarter or golf ball sized hail with that cell right now headed towards New Waverly. New scan just came in. Notice how the blue started to disappear. That's a good sign. So this storm may be starting to weaken a little bit, but still up to quarter sized hail. That's pretty big hail for us, again, here in southeast Texas. Tons of lightning, though. A lot of lightning. We had a lot of lightning this morning with our storms, and we're seeing that again. Let's talk about the storm out towards Brenham, because that one looks pretty decent as well. Here we go. So this is just to the north of Brenham. Couple lightning strikes here. A lot of red, which just indicates heavy rain. There may be some pea-sized hail falling in this. It hasn't gotten quite tall enough yet to support big hail. That could change, though. We get a new scan, you see more pink on there. General rule of thumb, when you see more pink in these radar scans, that's when we start to get into that hail threshold. So we're not seeing a lot, just a little blip of pink there, but nothing really impressive quite yet. But these storms are all riding along a boundary, a big cold front. You can see there's way more severe thunderstorms all the way back up here, getting into East Texas and Northwest Louisiana. So there's your boundary, right? So that extends all the way, and we'll draw it in blue because it's actually a cold front. This goes from Shreveport all the way into North and Central Texas. There's your cold front, right? And it's kind of hard to see on the screen there. But the wind behind this front is coming in from the north. So it's a cool wind, cooler than what we saw today. And it's also a lot less humid. So tomorrow's going to feel great. This is the price that we got to pay for that, though. So big thunderstorms here just outside of the Columbus area here, out towards Fayetteville, between Fayetteville and Gonzales here, between 290 and I-10. severe thunderstorm there. We've got our 2 severe thunderstorm warnings up towards Walker, Polk, San Jacinto, northern Montgomery, and then some big thunderstorms north and east of our area getting out of here. Hopefully these are the only 2 warnings that we see tonight, but we are under a threat level 2 out of 5. So that's kind of latest of where we are right now at 7. I'm going to keep this going just a little bit past 7 just to see what happens with that warning if they reissue a new one. Right now, nothing so far. And then we also have a cell down towards Galveston Bay. They're trying so hard to get going down by the bay, but we just don't have enough lift yet. So Baytown, you're catching a nice downpour right now. Hopefully that's cooling you off. Mont Belvieu, you're getting some more cloud cover from that storm. There's actually no thunder or lightning with it at this point. So we've had a couple of pop-up downpours around the north shore and the west shore of Galveston Bay in the last 2 hours. Nothing has really caught on to be that big so far. City of Houston, you are bone dry right now. There is nothing going on. But if you're going out tonight, just keep that in mind. There may be some pretty big storms out there later this evening. So let's talk timeline for these storms, just so you can kind of plan out the rest of your evening. So between now and let's say 7, 8 o'clock, this is start time, right? This is when you will start to see storms in your area. So we've already kind of checked that box in this area, right? We're already seeing storms. So that 5 to 7 o'clock window, that checked out. Next up, City of Houston, Katy, the Woodlands, Conroe, going out towards Columbus, along Highway 90, down 59 towards El Campo, Sugar Land, Richmond, and then out towards the east side of town as well, Liberty, Tascasita, Livingston, you're getting it right now as well, and then along I-10 going out towards I-10 and 90 going out towards the east. That's going to be 7 to 10 p.m. So our next time window here, 7 to 10 p.m., City of Houston, for the chance to see a couple pop-up downpours, thunderstorms, a couple feisty storms. And then, they've had a couple of downpours pop up right around Galveston Bay, but I think everyone here along the coast gets it between 9 o'clock and midnight. And then once we get into midnight, that threat is going to drop off pretty fast. But again, on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the worst, it's a threat level 2. That's our severe threat. It's not Sunday. I got to change that. That's today's severe threat, right? So that's today's severe threat for large hail, 70-mile-per-hour winds, maybe even an isolated tornado or 2. And again, the reason for this is just the crazy amount of heat and humidity that we had. But behind this, look at that humidity. It just gets wiped off the map. Dry air comes in. Tomorrow is going to be top 5 day of the whole year. That dry weather sticks around into Monday as well. And then as we get into the middle part of the week, I think we start to see the humidity creep back in very slowly. Let's take you through FutureTrack. Okay, got a pretty good handle on what's happening right now, minus that's not happening. We have a small little shower out there, again, towards Baytown, but we don't have a big thunderstorm. But the rest of this looks pretty good, right? We've got 2 storms up towards Huntsville and New Waverly. And this actually handles, there's one, there's the other one. So we've got the 2 storms up there. The one coming into Brenham. So this model is doing pretty well. So let's play it out in time and see what happens. And you can see we actually start to see more activity out towards Liberty, and then the line gets going from Sugar Land down through El Campo. Houston in this model not really showing anything, and then some downpours down through the coast. That's 8 o'clock. Take this with a grain of salt. Models like to change every couple of hours, but the general idea, right, is that we're going to have a broken line of storms push through the area, Houston between 7 and 10 p.m., and then it eventually reaches the coast between 9 and midnight. That's the general idea, and then stuff can happen outside of that, but that's what we're thinking. So 9 o'clock, I think the city starts to dry out, and then there you are, 11 o'clock. The majority of this is now offshore, maybe a couple of showers left over, but that's the name of the game for us. And then we see improving weather as we get into tomorrow. So here's a breakdown of the threats that we're following, again, with these storms that develop. Damaging winds, large hail, those are the 2 big ones, okay? With any storm that develops, there's a medium chance that you get a damaging wind gust or large hail. Okay? This is not for everyone that we get a medium chance. It's any storm that develops, there's a medium chance of those 2 threats. Tornado threat's very low. Street flooding threat is low, but it's not 0. And again, that's through midnight. All right, so one more check of radar, and then we'll get you going. And of course, we'll jump back on here if there's anything else that develops. We were tracking a severe thunderstorm warning that was going to expire at 7. They expired it, so nothing continuing up there, at least for now. Wouldn't be surprised, though, if they reissued it, just based on how much lightning there is on that screen. And then we've got this severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect moving towards the Cleveland area till 7:15. This one really has my attention, though, because of all the lightning on the screen. So let's get in for a little bit of a closer look. And let's see if we can do a little investigating on how much lightning there is. In the last 15 minutes, yeah, 112 strikes. That's a very electric storm. So that's moving towards Shepherd. So again, along 59 here, it's about to cross over the highway. A lot of lightning, heavy rain, maybe even some dime to quarter-sized hail. I think this storm is going to go sub-severe. We're starting to see it weaken a little bit. That's good news. And hopefully, again, this stays as a very isolated threat. Hopefully we don't see a lot of severe weather here through the overnight. Yeah, there's your hail core now. Remember we were talking about the hail core near New Waverly? Now it's out towards Cold Spring, and now we're starting to see some of that blue coloring here, right? So that indicates up to golf ball sized hail. And that's up to golf ball sized hail, again, just to the south of this is Lake Livingston up here, right? So Cold Spring, pretty much right in the bullseye. So if you live in Cold Spring, you're watching. If you live around Lake Livingston, you got any photos, videos, send them our way. Might show them on TV tonight, but some pretty, decently impressive hail signature there. And there's the severe thunderstorm warning. Okay, so they just issued it. See? We're doing this together. It's live. So that's severe thunderstorm warning. Let's see what it's all about and when it's in effect until. That goes in effect until 7:30. Okay, so 7:30, severe thunderstorm warning, including 59 here, Shepherd. So this is Liberty, Polk, San Jacinto counties. Okay, so extreme northern Liberty. Okay, it's mainly for Polk and San Jacinto. And that's till 7:30. So again, hail the main threat there. A lot of lightning. Crossing over 59, blinding rain, not a good situation. But those are the only 2 severe thunderstorm warnings that we have in the area so far. Okay, so that's what we're following for you. We got this other big storm out towards Washington County, moving down 290 towards Hempstead. Okay, that's the next one that we're going to be watching. And this whole line, again, moving through the city of Houston between, it's 7 o'clock now, so probably between 8 and 10 o'clock this evening. That's when it gets here. And then it's out of here by 11, and it gets to the coast between 9 and midnight. So it's all out of here by midnight for everybody. Northern counties will be done with it first, city of Houston next, and then coastal spots, you're going to hang on to showers till about probably about 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. And then tomorrow's beautiful. So if anything else pops up, we're going to be here all evening. We'll be updating social media. If anything really significant moves into the Houston metro, so Montgomery, Harris County, Fort Bend, we'll jump on TV real quick just to keep you in the loop. But follow us on social media. We'll have the updates there all evening long. We'll do another live stream here later on this evening just to get you up to date on the timing and the radar image. And otherwise, I hope you have a good night. We'll see you later.